Okay, Fresh and Fit made a video defending Andrew Tate against some of the allegations against him. Okay, now obviously they're going to be all about the fact, and they're all going to be about the truth, and they're not just going to like defend their friend, like even if he's done something wrong. Of course not. Okay, so let's watch, shall we?
All right, so we're going to play this this voice recording, right? Go ahead.
Like that. Why? I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet. Sometimes you forget exactly how lucky you were to get fucked by me. Would you rather me pin you down and make you do things you didn't like, or would you rather fuck? You didn't like that I was thinking I can do whatever I want to. That's what it is. I'm the smartest person on this fucking planet. Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't fucking pass out. Chill the fuck out. Jesus Christ. I thought you were cool. What's wrong with you? Am I a bad person?
Now,
Okay, first of all, I want to point out that they deliberately missed out a very important part of the recording there, okay? Because the part of the recording that Fresh and Fit have just shown, they stopped it right at the bit where he said, "Am I a bad person?" They stopped it before he had a chance to speak. Because what Tate actually says then is this.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I fucking loved how much you hated it. Turned me on.
Okay, so the Fresh and Fit crew, they deliberately stopped the recording before it got to the bit, you know, where you hear Andrew Tate saying that, because they know full well that that tape recording proves that Andrew Tate is an abuser, okay? Now, I am not saying that the woman involved is definitely telling the truth, or that, you know, all the women that accuse him of rape, that they are definitely telling the truth. I'm not saying that. I wasn't there, don't know what happened, okay? But what we do know from what Andrew Tate said himself, okay, because he's the one who incriminates himself more than anybody else, okay, with his text messages, his video messages, and his voice messages and all that. What we do know from that is that he knew full well. What we do know from that is we know that the woman involved, that she was hating the experience, okay, and we know that Andrew Tate knew that she hated the experience, okay, because we just heard him say, like, oh, the more you hated it, the more I loved it, okay? So it's not like Andrew Tate can now turn around and claim, oh, that he thought that she was enjoying herself, and when he found out sometime later that she didn't like it, that he was really shocked and upset. He can't say that, because, like, you know, he's just admitted here on, you know, this videotape that he knew that she hated it, and the more she hated it, the more he liked it, okay? So he's admitting to being an abuser there, because he's doing something to somebody that they hate and knowing that they hate it. That's abuse, okay? And also the mocking the woman for not liking being strangled, you know, as if to imply that somehow a woman is irrational for not wanting to be strangled, or that she's making too much of a big thing out of it because she didn't pass out, you know, as if to say that things have only gone too far when the woman passes out. Okay. Now, being strangled, like, for any amount of time, I'm sure would be terrifying, okay? Like, if you have your oxygen supply cut off for, like, a second, you automatically go into a panic mode, okay? Now, especially seeing as, like, Andrew Tate is a big, muscly bloke, okay? So, like, the woman, she's not going to be able to do anything to stop him, okay? She doesn't know if he's going to kill her or not, okay? That would be a terrifying experience, okay? So, well, we don't know, like, for certain, whether the woman's version, like, you know, what she says happened. We don't know 100% whether she's telling the truth or not. But what we do know, and this is from Tate's own words, is that we do know that he put her through a traumatic ordeal, and not only did he not care, but he enjoyed it, okay? We know that, and the Fresh and Fit crew, they deliberately missed out that part of the recording, that vital part of the recording, because the argument they're going to make in defense of Andrew Tate is this.
I'm just going to say it. Women like to be dominated. in the bedroom.
That's right.
Okay, guys?
That's right.
Ta-da! I know a lot of these fucking weird
Breaking
liberals,
news.
etc., these pussies, like they think women are sugar and spice and everything nice, and they don't like to get their hair pulled and choked and dominated in the bedroom. They fucking do. 50 Shades of Grey was a popular book for a reason. A lot of women, guys, I'm gonna fucking say it, fantasize about getting raped by a guy that they're attracted to. Girls have fantasies about this shit.
Yep.
Okay, Candice Owens made like the same kind of argument as what these guys are making. And that is to say, like, oh, women love the rape fantasy. Women love the BDSM. Women love to be spanked or choked or whatever in the bedroom. Okay. And, well, for one thing, they're doing the thing that these guys always do in this kind of community, and that is that they judge women as a collective. As in, like, if some women are into that, they'll assume that every woman's into it because they can't, like, see women as individuals. But the thing is like, one, there's a difference between fantasy and reality. Like, a woman who has fantasies of, like, BDSM or the rape fantasy and all that doesn't really want to be abused in real life, okay? But also, like, as we've heard from the video footage, this woman did not enjoy it, okay? Like, and we know that because Andrew Tate himself is saying, like, that she hated it and that he liked the fact that she hated it, and that's why they deliberately missed that part of the video footage out, because they know that that ruins their whole argument, because their whole argument is to try to say, oh, you know, the woman, she must have enjoyed it, she must have liked it, she must have wanted it, okay? And it's pretty pathetic, okay? Because, well, I'm pretty sure, okay, some of these red pill guys who claim to have slept with hundreds of women and all that, I'm sure they have come across plenty of women that are into this BDSM and choking and all this kind of stuff, okay? But, like, that doesn't mean that, like, every woman wants it, and it doesn't mean that you do it to a woman without their consent, okay? You have to, like, check that the woman wants that thing as well, okay? Which clearly that woman didn't, alright? So they're making this argument when they know full well that this Andrew Tate has done stuff to women that they didn't like. They know he's an abuser, not just, I mean, like I said, we don't know whether all the women that claim to have been raped are telling the truth, okay? You know, it hasn't gone to court yet. You know, as evidence for the defence and the prosecution hasn't been presented and all that. But, you know, there was like, there's like video footage of Tate, threatening, like, women with violence, and this woman, she runs into the bathroom and locks the door. Okay, so, and like, as well, like, the women ex-police officers that are working for him have, like, sent messages to some of the other women workers threatening violence. So I think it's kind of obvious that he, like, has used, like, threats of violence and sometimes actual violence to keep these women under control. And I also think that it's kind of obvious that, like, well, one, he's obsessed with controlling women, okay, and he doesn't even sort of, like, hide that. He, like, blatantly talks quite openly about that, okay? And also, like, he seems to have a bit of a sadistic pleasure out of, like, hurting women, okay? Because even, like in times, like, when it's consensual, like, I mean, you know, he got kicked out of Big Brother house for, like, hitting a woman with a bout, and they both said it was consensual sex act, okay? But, like, why did you want to hit her in the first place, okay? And, you know, these people in the red pill community and on the right and all that, they can keep saying, like, well, the woman, she consented and she put herself in that position, and women should be held accountable and shouldn't be treated like children, and all this kind of stuff, okay? And it's kind of a deflection, really, because it's a case of, like, some of these guys, like, they know full well he's an abuser, okay, but they will just sit there and pretend like they don't, okay? And they'll go and, like, even the ones that, like, admit that he's into some kind of abuse, they'll do the it's the woman's fault deflection that they always do in the red pill community. They'll always find a way to hamster rationalise it to be just the woman's fault and take total accountability off of Andrew Tate. And Andrew Tate, I believe, is a very sick and disturbed and dangerous man, and I think some of the people defending him, like the Fresh and Fit crew, like Rolio Rolo Tamashi or the Rational Male or whatever he calls himself. These guys know he's dangerous, but they just don't care. And these are the guys that I have the least respect for, okay? Because some of Andrew Tate's fans, they jump in and they defend him, but they're kind of brainwashed and they're sort of in denial. Like some of his fans, they'll say, oh, you know, the video footage is fake, and oh, he wasn't really going to hit that woman, it's just fake. They'll say stuff like that because they're kind of in denial, because they don't want to believe that the hero is a bad guy, okay? But at least those guys, they are coming from a place of, at least they understand that, you know, abuse is wrong, okay? They know that being abusive, being violent, being sexually violent towards women is wrong and is bad, and that's why they don't want to believe that the guy that they looked up to is into this, okay? Well, people like these fresh and fit guys, I think that they know full well that he is dangerous and abusive to women, and they will sit there and lie and pretend that they don't, okay? And that's what I have the least respect for, okay? So that's all I've got to say about that for now. Thank you for listening.